up? Welcome back for another season of the Bachelorette recap show. Oh my gosh. Same old host. I am one of those hosts, Sarah. With me, as always, is Jay Wade.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Holy crap, I love Michelle. I don't know how this is going to pan out for her, in the end, whether or not she's going to win. Well, no, I guess the guys are the ones who
Yeah.
to win, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying. But if it doesn't work out for her, Michelle, call me up, girl. I'm in Ohio. I'm just a couple of states away, girl.
Call me up too, girl.
She's great, man. I absolutely adore her.
Yeah, okay, let's just jump into it. We are recapping the first episode of Michelle's season of The Bachelorette. I love her. I thought this episode was really boring. I think they did her dirty with a lot of the guys. I feel like they're extremely boring guys.
Yeah.
I hope, and I don't mean this in an insult, and we talk about this a lot. I feel like a lot of these guys are very kind of average looking, which I like. There's a couple of them that I'm like, oh my god, supermodel, but like I feel like a lot of them are just guys that would like I don't know.
They're average pretty boys.
Yes, they're the prettiest out of the average friend group that you have.
Yeah, like they're your average pretty boys. Now, here in about maybe 5 years, we can get to like the average guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, did you see? There was one guy. His name was Brian, I believe. He didn't make it farther, which I'm really upset. He was the really tall guy. He was a football player. He talked for like 3 seconds, but he like dipped her like twice, and he talked about something. He was like, well, he was an NFL player, so he was like bigger.
Right.
But you could tell that his body size wasn't all muscles, like, you know what I mean? Like he looked like just an average guy. And I think if I remember on one of his Instagram posts, because I was stalking him, I was stalking all the guys on Instagram. One of his Instagram posts was saying that he was really proud to be representing like the average looking guy on this show and having an average body type. But no, if you look at him, like he is stockier than just.
He is, but he's not average. I mean, come on.
He's a big guy. Like, he was tall, and it wasn't all muscle. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, when I looked at him, I was like,
what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, this guy is just an average guy. Which we loved. We love to see it. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see all these pretty boys. But, speaking of pretty, I love Michelle. I think she's great. Yeah. I think she's so great. She's so charismatic. She's really just down to earth and funny and sweet, and her humor works really well. She brings such a different energy than Katie. And we end up we liked Katie. I still really like Katie throughout the whole season. But I feel like Katie has that like more in your face kind of personality, where Michelle's is a lot more relaxed and just,
that's
I don't know.
Midwest.
She
that's why I love the Midwest, because everything around here is it's slow. It's much more laid back, dude. Like, we're not in a rush to do anything around here. Yeah. And we all tend to just mind our own business. It's really nice. I think that's a lot of what it is.
She has that teacher attitude through and through. I love that. She seems like such a great teacher.
No.
Oh my gosh. I love seeing her class, her fifth graders, which you could totally tell that they were like picked to be in this scene. But I thought that was really a cute scene when she was talking to them, and they were like, "You're gonna kiss 30 boys," and the one girl was like, "Okay, Miss Young, if that's what you need to do to find love." I thought it was really cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't know. That was a little bit odd to me personally. Like, having that conversation with the kids, like, so I'm going on the show and I'm going to be dating and making out with
all these guys. Yeah. At least they were fifth grade, not
better than like kindergarten or something.
Yeah, loved her. I thought she did a great job. I thought she looked beautiful. That dress was gorgeous on her. I love the color. I think she did a really good job. I think She is going to shut down drama. I think there will be a lot of drama that she will like allowing Joe to stay on is definitely some drama. Other leads wouldn't have allowed someone that they met before to stay on, and the fact that she did, I was like, okay, we're stirring the pot. But yeah, let's jump into some of the guys. We'll talk about who we liked, who we didn't like, and we'll just jump from there. You good?
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Who was someone that stood out for you in a good way? Like, what was a good entrance to you?
A good entrance. None of them.
No, they all sucked.
they did. They really did.
There were some really bad ones. I was like, are you kidding me?
I will know. I did like the one-upmanship from the second firefighter making his entrance in the actual fire truck and not scooting in on a little mini fire.
I love that, though. I love that he scooted
but
in.
really, let's be real. Of course, I don't know. Production obviously set that up, and they set the one dude up to look like a fool.
Yeah.
But then you got him. Well, he agreed to ride in on it. Mm-hmm. So didn't he agree to look like a fool? Well, then it's like, well, was he aware that the other firefighter was going to roll in on an actual truck?
I don't think so.
Because I wouldn't agree. I'd be like, wait a minute, no.
I wonder if they told him no.
What's that?
I wonder if he was like, I want to come in on a fire truck, and they're like, oh, we can't do that. That's too expensive, or whatever, knowing that they were going to have the other guy come in on the fire truck.
Oh, they knew for sure. They set that whole they were like, dude, we got 2 fire trucks. Let's have, and I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it because we all have eyes and we all saw what happened. They had 2 firemen, and they said, okay, so we're going to put the heavier set. He's not a big guy, but we're going to put the bigger sized firefighter on this little small scoot fire truck for the optics. And then you know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, I mean, that kind of shit, it really is. It comes from a mean-spirited place. It really does. I mean, I'm not going to harp on it, but I'm saying, let's be real, dude. That was some mean-spirited stuff there.
Yeah. But I liked he was Daniel, the one that scooted in. I thought it was funny his reactions where he was like, bro, are you kidding me? Like I like him. The other guy was PJ. I didn't really like him because Michelle was kind of like, oh, there was another fire truck like trying to play him up, and he was just like, oh. I was like, oh.
He looked scared when there's like, oh, dude, there's another fire truck here.
PJ, what your 2 earrings? Like, what you doing? Like, very interesting. I don't even literally know where to start. Okay, so the first guy to come out of the limo was Nate. He has a much longer name. I could not even gonna try. He was the first impression rose and the first kiss, and first to come out of the limo. Definitely going to be top 2, if not win it. Oh yeah, she was like
on what you've read.
No, that's just my. I don't know. I didn't look up any spoilers. I don't know anything. The only thing we know. I don't ever look up spoilers. They just happen. Bullshit. I don't like to look up the spoilers.
But you do see spoilers, so you read.
Yeah, but I don't actively search them out.
But you open the article and read it, though, don't you?
I don't. I don't read any articles. No.
You just go off of the headlines, and then that's all the knowledge you get.
I'll just be scrolling on Twitter, and I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no.
No, that's cool. I do that, too.
Or TikTok. They'll pop up in TikToks now.
Yeah, I'll see a headline for something, and I'll be excited to tell somebody, oh, dude, this is happening. And they go, oh, really? And they ask for details, and I'm like, I don't know. I just read the headline.
I don't know. Yeah, I really liked him. I thought he was really sweet. He got the first impression rose, which is a good sign. I think he's going to go really far. I think she was really into him. So
I don't know. I can't stop thinking I got to switch us over to the guy with his head in the table.
Yes, that's who I want to talk about next.
He's the new box guy that is going to go absolutely nowhere. That was such a terrible entrance in first impression.
He is the Connor B. He reminds me so much of Connor B. Desperate, Like he looks like Ben from Tayshia's season with like darker eyebrows, but acts like Connor B, where he was just like, I want to be your friend. I want to be the one that you can rely on, and we can eat, and you can we can eat together, and you can remember how ridiculous I am. I'm like, whoa, buddy, whoa, slow down. Like,
eat food together that you cooked, and we can live in a house together that you clean. And
a little puppy, like he was. I love him though. I think it's literally going to be like Connor B. Like I think they're going to be upset, but I don't think she's as into him as Katie was kind of into Connor at the start until they start making out, and she was like, Rick will probably stay around for like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. I don't think he will stay long, but
dude, those guys who make entrances like that, him and the box guy, you're shooting yourself in the foot before
for real.
Start the competition.
It was a stupid entrance too. Like they got to cart him out, and then he was like, "Can I tell you about the special tonight?" I was like, "Oh Lord, oh Lordy Lord!" Like, what about Michelle screams cheesy entrance like that she would like that? Like, I don't know. I was like, okay, but I liked him though. I don't know. You know who else I liked?
She ate up the stupid fucking ice cream truck entrance. That was stupid.
Okay, I'm not ready to talk about him yet. We'll talk about him.
Sorry.
You know who I want to talk about? My favorite.
I know. Well, I didn't know he was your favorite.
My favorite person was Pizza. What was it? Pizzapreneur. Pizza Peter. I loved him. He walks up in an ironic way. This man is insane. He walks up screaming Italian, throws the pizza dough, and he's like, I love Michelle. She's out there trying to save the world. I save the world one slice at a time. I love him. I love him so much. And then they're eating he's so Italian. I'm obsessed with it. He's showing her the cannolis, and she's like, I've never had cannolis. I thought they were calzones. And he's like, oh my God, you've never had cannolis? He has like the slight accent. He's like, it's the best thing. You gotta eat the cannoli. I love him.
He's definitely great for entertainment. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we can get out of him in the future. But
oh my God.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to hang in there for the whole season.
Oh, absolutely not. He's going to be gone in like 2 weeks, but I am obsessed with him. Like, right, Nora? You agree with me. She loved the Pizza Pete.
Yep. Yeah, that Pizza was that was clever. Okay, I laughed when I read that on his
I love him. I just love that he says, I save lives by serving up slices or something like that. What? I love him.
Hey, man, at least you got humor, you know?
Yeah, he knows why he's there. He came on for a purpose. He did it right, where I feel like Ryan tried a bit too hard. My guy. A bit too hard. I like the ice cream truck. I'm surprised no one else has ever showed up in an ice cream truck. Like,
really?
Oh my God. I would love that. I'd be like, first impression, Rose. Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
Girls love ice cream.
I find out more about you every time we do this show.
You bring me an ice cream truck? Yeah. That's a done deal. Like, that's Mr. Softy. Like, great. Even from his intro, like in that little intro package, and he's like, I grew up on the farm, and he's like, I go to the farm every day before work, and he's wearing like a button up and a like these nice work pants and a button up, and he's like shoveling or whatever. I'm like, you are not wearing that out in the field. Like, no. Get out of here. Yeah. Ridiculous. Yeah. Like, the whole thing was just really weird. It was also very producer, which was really annoying. I'm surprised that they brought it up on night one. Like, I thought that was going to be like a later revelation. And you could tell the only reason they brought it up is because they were like, hey, Tasha and Caitlin, go into these guys' room.
Yeah, okay. Before we get into what they found, let's address this.
Yeah.
What the, and seriously, dude, what the fuck is up with that?
Did you not like that?
Why is the focus on this dossier that this dude made on Michelle when focus should be there, but it does matter how it was discovered and what the fuck as far as how it was discovered. What the hell are those two broads doing going through their shit in their rooms anyway? For real, what the fuck is up?
It was so produced. Like, it was so producers were like, hey.
It made them look like crazy shitty fucking people, though.
Yeah, it was really
so. Because I mean, who the fuck would do that? I mean,
weird.
That's fucked up, dude. I'd be pissed if somebody went into my room and went through my shit.
Well, you could tell it was produced. Like,
well, I know, but I'm saying, like,
yeah, it was weird. It was a weird choice.
Even if it was produced, they allowed production to make them look like shitty people.
Yeah. I don't understand.
I never understand about this show.
I don't understand why production didn't just wait. Like, why didn't they just let him get through, see if he was going to get through? Yeah. Maybe because they didn't want Michelle to really get hurt because she just seemed like she was really into him.
That's true.
And because, like, yeah, that must have been what it was. Because maybe they saw how extensive the notes were and they were like, oh, like, this guy isn't messing around. Like, if it was like one page.
Here, the thumbnail here. Look at all that
insane.
Spread out on the bed. And she's got like 4 or 5 papers in her hands and in her lap.
That's crazy.
I mean, wow. And some of the notes in there from like and it appeared to be from female friends of his that are like, you're off-putting, and like, and I'm just like, dude, yeah, if I'm a dude, or I'm anybody, but I'm a guy, so we'll just go with that. It's easy to remember. If I'm a dude and I'm in this situation and I find this broad has all these fucking papers and notes about me, and
that's crazy.
And in there are guy friends of hers who are saying, like, you're kind of a bitch, you're kind of naggy, you're needy.
It's off-putting.
Like, yeah, why would, dude, red flags, red flags, I'm getting rid of that chick real quick. It's the same way with this. I mean, no matter, like, that whole dossier could have been like, okay, like, we can get past this, but once you get to people he knows, giving personal notes like, you're kind of an asshole, dude, you should probably act like you're not. That's fuck. And then think about those friends, because those chicks who wrote that or whoever, they obviously had watched the show and they're sitting here like giving him tips on how to scam over some other chick. And it's like,
do you think that, here's the thing. I saw a lot of other people react this way. I don't have an issue with him having these notes. Some of the notes are kind of a little bit, like, when she started to go into, like, how to get more screen time, how not to be a villain, like, those kind of things, I'm like, okay, that's fishy. But, like, coming prepared, having notes, like, sometimes people are just that kind of way. And I saw, before we started, the guy's ex-girlfriend posted this long thing about, like, that's how he was in their relationship. Like, he always made notes, had spreadsheets on different things and notes about her. And she's like, so that's just kind of how he was, but this is like that's really kind of weird. Besides that, I could get over that. It was his attitude and the fact that he was lying and not consistent with his story that was like, dude, like, that he was just so, like the friend said, so cocky. And I think that it was what the nail in the coffin was, is when she found that part. Because the story kept changing. He was like, I've never even seen the show. I've watched 2 hours of the show. Yeah. I wrote the notes.
I take notes while I'm watching, and I'm like,
did you watch or did you not watch? Yeah. He's like, and I watched and took notes on her, and then my friends took notes. Then it came out to 2019, before COVID, Bachelor Nation did this thing called Bachelor Live, where they went around to other cities and picked bachelors from a city and brought contestants on for them to date. He was one of the bachelors that they picked. And there were pictures showing up with him like, oh, Ryan, you've never watched this show? You don't know anything about this show? You're one of the bachelors and you were posting about it? Like, come see me, I'm the bachelor. Like, that's what the issue is. It's just that he was lying. If he would have been straight up like, hey, I have these notes about you. I wrote them. I did that. Yes, whatever. I think he would have came out looking better.
Well, let me ask you this too, though, because I agree. Like, to an extent, having notes, that's fine. I would that raises
like
no
2 pages, not.
I was about to say, but also like some handwritten notes, like on a legal pad. These were like typed out, printed,
that's crazy
in folders, and I'm like, I mean, wouldn't
coordinated
out a little bit?
That would freak me out.
I mean, that freaked me out, and I'm a big dude who can take care of myself, and I would be freaked out, dude.
That would freak me out, especially when it was like Jason Tardik, all these different like Mike Johnson, and Jason is Caitlin's fiance, so I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like all these different people who he's like trying to emulate. This is really weird. He got sent home. I mean,
good, well deserved too.
Well deserved. Good on you, Michelle. I mean, it was good drama. It was like good TV.
Right.
It was just so like, and why did they wait so long? Like, why did they go find all this stuff, have him come and do the entrance, have him talk to Michelle again, and then be like, Michelle, we have to talk to you. Like, it was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you're right.
I think it would have been more hype if they would have told her about it before they did any of the entrances and the official show started, and she would have had that conversation with the dude and kicked him off. Do you think it would have built more hype for the season, that us knowing that there was drama before filming the show even started and she kicked somebody off, as opposed to them being kicked off in the first night? Because like you said, they found out that information before the intros. So, I mean, the only reason, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking if I'm in production, I'm like, dude, let's drop this and promote this, that like before, let her know that this happened before. That's how I would look at it.
I think the fans would have been like, I want to see it. I want to see it happen.
Well, I mean, they could film it though. That's what I'm saying. Like, they could film it. They could be like, look, we got a situation. We start the intros in 2 nights or tomorrow night. And Tasha and so, they're like, we found this stuff in there and we really need to let you know so you can make a decision before you even meet the guy. And then they film her going to the dude's room. They talk about it. And this would be like the day before the intros or whatever. And then I think that would have built a lot of hype for this season, knowing that something like that went down before the intros even started, and that they that protocol for something, and she booted somebody. I'd be like, okay, dude, this season's gotta be fire. But that's, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That would have been interesting. But that didn't happen.
No,
a couple more guys. Let's see. Gotta get my list out.
Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Didn't like Ryan. We talked about Rick, pizza guy. We'll talk about him in a minute. Let's talk about, I really like Rodney, the Apple guy. I love that. I thought it was really funny.
Dude, yeah, but you were also a teacher of preschool kids or something, right?
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. I like that he was a Granny Smith.
Yeah.
She's like, you picked the only green apple.
Yeah, that part was so awesome. I'm like, yeah, you call him out, girl.
I just thought he was cute. Like, he gives me Andrew S. vibes from Katie's season. I just liked him.
Sarah, that guy was terrible. That outfit was terrible. All of that was terrible.
I thought it was cute. You know what outfit was terrible and what I hated was, I think, one of the Chris's who showed up in the school bus and he was wearing the little like shorts and
the backpack.
Oh God, I do not like him. I do not like him at all. And he was like,
I don't think she liked him either, because I think she was serious when he's like A, B, and she
see you later.
Inside. I think she was for real serious, like telling him, "Go, I'm done talking to you right now."
Yeah, she looked serious.
Yeah, Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Was not making a good first impression at all.
I didn't like the guy that gave her the beads. It was like, I gave you these beads. You know what you got to, like, what? What?
Yeah, and then he did make a gesture, like a double-handed gesture.
Yeah, your heart.
And then he backtracks it like, your heart. And it's like, no, you didn't do one heart. You did two. So get off of that, dude.
I didn't like that. LT, the guy that wore the tux undies, I hated that. He is...
Too, but that was so effing hilarious.
Again, this guy knew. He was like, do you know he is the long lost, he just found out a couple years ago that he is Clint Eastwood's great grandson?
Really?
Yeah. There was like a whole thing about it. His mom was adopted. She was like the daughter of someone he had an affair with. So she was adopted and then like went and figured it out and all this stuff. So I wish they talked about that. That's cool.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Instead, he shows up wearing underwear and tux underwear, and very interesting. I think there's just one more. There's a bunch of random people. I don't know. I don't even know who got sent home because honestly, I'm watching. I'm like, I don't know who any of you are. There's two people I want to talk about. We had Clayton, who I really don't like.
You know me with names. I don't remember until later on.
So Clayton was in the entrance. He was in one of the packages. He's a really pretty blonde looking average ass male. And his mom was the teacher. He was the one that had her spank him with the ruler. Yeah,
come on, man. That was cheesy.
Yeah, he says to her, "Oh, you're a teacher, and I was a student." And I was like, what? We've all been students. Like, you're not special. And then he had her smack his ass with the ruler. Like, it was really weird. I did not like that. I don't know how I feel about Clayton at all. I don't think people really are liking him. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
That guy sends me really creepy vibes, to be honest. That was really weird. I mean, I don't mind a little kink, but that was just weird. There's a place and a time for that kind of stuff, and that was not the place nor the time.
Yes. And I'm just gonna tell you, Clayton is the Bachelor.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. It's a really weird. Yeah. And he said like growing up with his brothers was like a fraternity. Like what? What?
Yeah, what?
I don't know. He looks like your average. He was a football player, All-American, like boy, which everyone was like, okay, we're going back to these basic ass white boys, like whatever. And then he comes out with like wanting Michelle to spank him with a ruler. I'm really confused. Like,
dude, being with that kind of personality and those looks in a high school football player, how much you want to bet he banged at least one of his high school teachers? And that's where his little teacher obsession thing comes from. I was a student. I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying
allegedly.
I would put money on it. What if?
Wow.
What we're saying, or I'm saying.
I just wasn't impressed by him. I feel like there was a lot of hype because, like, oh, they made this guy the Bachelor without us watching his season, so we already know. Which I think he just didn't wow me or a lot of other people in Bachelor Nation right out the gate. So it's just kind of like, I feel like he's at a disadvantage. Like, I feel like people are going to be like, show me more. Like, what? Right. Why do people like you? Which, hoping you stand up. I don't know. Show me something, Clayton. And the last guy I wanted to talk about was Joe. That was his name?
The guy from Minnesota.
The guy from Minnesota who she knows and says, did I slide into your DMs?
Yeah.
Which I loved.
Did I slide into your DMs, girl? Yeah.
I was really surprised she didn't send them home. Like other leads have sent people, because because Tayshia and Caitlyn came out and they're like, "Are you happy to see him? Like, how are you feel about like trying to kind of feel out?" Or she's like, "I don't want to see him here," because it did kind of seem like, why now? Like, why when she's the Bachelor? And at first, Bachelorette, not the Bachelor. At first, watching it last night, his explanation, I was kind of like, oh, okay, it just kind of seems like excuses to me. But then rewatching it, it didn't really come off as trying to make an excuse. It kind of did, but it was just really like, I didn't hear that he said that he was in the property he had was like 3 blocks from the George Floyd. I didn't hear that part. I just thought he was just kind of using that. But to hear him like kind of say like, oh, I was having a property, there's a lot going on around that space, I was like, okay, and that makes a lot of sense. And then him, it seemed very natural for him kind of opening up. It didn't seem forced. Like, it didn't seem like she was trying to pull out information from him. He was like, this happened. I should have been upfront with you. I have a problem with it. I went to therapy. I'm learning to do more. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I really liked that she was like, I understand where you're coming from, told her side of the story, didn't really let him off the hook and was kind of like, but you could have just said, hey, I'm not in this place right now. Like, you could have done more. And I really like that. Like, I thought it was a really nice, mature, it wasn't just like, oh, okay. Like, it was just very like, yes, I'm going to let you know that this can be a learning experience. Very teacher. Very teacher. This can be your learning experience. And she decided to keep him around, and
I think compassion would be a good word for the way she handled what he was telling her, where he was, and then her response and how she reacted was compassionate.
And I think she even said that she's a compassionate person.
Yeah. She seems just so fucking delightful, man.
Yeah.
I love her.
She seems like the teacher that you remember when you're young. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's the one that you're like, Miss Young, like, changed my life, or like actually cared about me. Like, that kind of teacher. Like, I don't know. I love her. I just think she's so sweet and just, I think she's going to be great. I think she's going to handle it well. Do you think that we had a nice mix of like, some guys are athletes and some of them were like in the school system. A lot of them are athletes, actually. At least played, because she was a pro basketball and all whatever college. I don't know anything about college.
College athlete, college basketball player.
Elite, yeah. And then some people that were like teachers in the school system, administrative, different things like that. Do you think that she will end up with any of these guys?
I cannot say whether or not I think that yet. Maybe next week, but I will say that I hope not. I hope it does not work out with any of these guys, because I want to go on a date with you. I would like to take you out on a date. Yeah. So I'm just throwing that out there. You know, hashtag J Wade for Bachelor, because
Battler.
But no, I don't know. Ask me again next week, and I might be able to say. But you know, the first night's always hard to tell. So
yeah, I feel like there's really only a couple of guys. It's obviously going to be Pizza Pete because I love him. But I feel like this episode, besides Michelle and the drama with Ryan, it was kind of just a bore. I don't feel like we really got to know. You don't really get to know the guys on night one, but I feel like we really didn't get to know them. Like, it was just really quick.
It seemed to go by very fast.
Yeah, we didn't really focus much on like the guys' banter with each other. We didn't really see them at all. It was just like Ryan and Joe, and that's it. Yeah. It was very interesting. Well, that's gonna wrap up our recap for night one. I'm excited for this season. It's been a lot of Bachelor from like Matt James at the beginning of the year, and it has not stopped since. Even last year, it's been like nonstop. But I'm excited for this season. I can't wait to see where things go. And until next time, Jay Wade, where can the people follow you?
Hey, y'all can follow me on the Twitter at jwade1134. That's the letter J, WADE1134. Also, please follow at the JCast Network. That is for this channel here that you were watching. Also, I've just started doing reaction videos to songs. I'm starting with rap and hip hop from 2005 to current because that's where I'm out of the loop.
Ooh.
I've never heard Kanye until I started doing these, so I'm
the lights.
into Kanye.
You never listened to any Kanye?
Never ever until last week, until it was the first time ever. I've never heard Nas either, and I'm going to be listening to Nas for the first time here this week. Jay-Z, I've only heard a few songs by. The people I'm really into as far as rap and hip hop are like the Wu-Tang Clan, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Tupac,
Snoop Doggy Dog.
NWA. That's when I was junior.
I watched their movie.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was.
Anyway.
But yeah, so check those out. They are called no pause reactions because I do not pause. I listen to the whole song and then I'll talk about it afterward. I love reaction videos, but let's be real. We're watching a reaction video, that specific video, because we like that song and we want to hear that song, right? Well, I can't stand when people continuously pause the frickin' song. And they always pause it at the stupidest spots because we know the song, so we know it's about to drop right here, and then they pause it, and it just takes away all of the momentum that we've built up. So no pause reactions, everybody. Check it out.
I love that. Yep. That's such a fun concept. You can follow the show Twitter at Go Get That Rose. Follow this show on the YouTube channel if you're listening to us on podcast on the JCast Network, and you can listen to us on podcast anywhere you can find podcasts. And you can find me specifically on Twitter at SCBock, SSEABOCK. It is time to get out of here. Until next time, bye-bye.
You want to hear something funny? The mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.